It's warm and windy in Texas. There's the guy everybody's been buzzing about. We wait for a win, 7-time champ, Jimmie Johnson.
Jimmie Johnson spun at the end of his qualifying lap, and because he cannot start the race on those flat-spotted tires, he had to change them, and his number 48 will have to go to the rear.
I planned on running 2 laps in qualifying that first time out. And when I went across the start-finish, Chad called me off because it was a good lap, and I abruptly came out of the throttle, and when I did that, it just put the car sideways. Not my proudest moment inside of a race car, but you do this long enough, anything's gonna happen.
Green, green, green.
We knew it was gonna be difficult to start 40th on a racetrack that's newly paved, hard tires, and be able to get up to the front of the pack.
I did realize that my car was driving better than pretty much everybody else around. So driving in and putting my bumper on theirs and changing the airflow of their car would get them out of the way. So it's not the way that I, like to race, but it's the only way to advance and move forward.
Go get that 22, man. Another lap and a half or so.
Ryan Blaney going to come to the line to win stage 1 over Martin Truex.
1 spot away from getting points that time. 10-4. I'm having trouble with my drink bottle. It's like that O-ring's off again. You guys probably have to hand me something on the stops.
So my drink system just quit working. I got something to drink at the end of the first stage and the second stage, and then that 160 laps to the end or whatever it was, nothing. And 4 hours in the car, it just cooked me.
Time to drop the green flag on stage 2 here at Texas Motor Speedway.
Jimmie Johnson and Chase Elliott take over 7th and 8th positions. Caution, bit of debris on the front stretch.
Jimmy, do you want to try to do something with this drink bottle? If you hand that cord to Andy, he might be able to change it real quick. I don't want to slow down the stop. Track position, snowboard.
So they're trying to hand me a drink bottle, and then the tear off, the stop happened too quick, and you got the tear off halfway off. They're just far enough to be like right in my eye line. So it was fun to drive with for a while.
Great start to the day for Jimmie Johnson. He's been fast, he's been able to work up from the back, and now running in the 2nd position.
So you see a caution on the track.
Debris in turn 1.
We definitely were not happy when that caution came out. We were running pretty solid in 2nd there, and I think we were actually gaining on the 21 a little bit. I opted to stay out at that point because I wanted to try to get a stage win. As soon as we stayed out and everybody else pitted, it felt like I got punched in the stomach.
Just a handful of laps for the stage ends. You can do this. Get a stage win.
Brian Blaney wins the stage.
Got our first, 2nd place.
It's not win the stage and then cycle back around in 21st or 2nd, wherever we were. Just made that last half of the race really difficult.
We get ready to begin stage number 3 and take this race to conclusion.
The only encouraging thing we had was the fact that we had maneuvered traffic pretty well, got ourselves back up into the top 5 previously, so I felt like we could do it again.
Yeah, I think that 48 car, he's got some speed.
Jimmy's the fastest car in your mirror, 6 back.
The longer the green flag run, the more that you can work the system. You can short pit, you can stay out. We chose to stay out and really run on fumes for a while to knock off 4 or 5 fast laps that then advanced me.
Jimmie Johnson closing up on the back end of Kyle Larson.
He's fixing to take over the 5th position, moving past Clint Moyer. That car is on a rail, Chris. The lap times for Jimmie Johnson lately have been faster than everybody. Look, he gets in a bit of a bind there. The car washes up the hill 3 wide, but he marches off turn 2 with that 5th position.
All right, man, 2.5 seconds behind the leaders. They're all right there ahead of you, 4:78.88.
As the leaders started to catch lap traffic and they were really slowing down, and we weren't slowing down quite as much as what those guys were, and we closed the gap, I think. I looked at it at one point in time, we were 8.5 seconds, and all of a sudden we were like 3.5 seconds.
Jimmie Johnson just went past his teammate like Dale Jr. was stopped right there.
Jimmie Johnson's starting to smell blood in the water.
Oh, baby, he's on the gas.
It's been a tough start to this season for him. He wants this bad. He wants to take all those naysayers that are doubting him and this team and saying, don't count us out yet.
Caution at lap 299 with 35 to go.
Any opinion on what we do here? Really don't. Old tires feel fast. I'm not sure what 2 look like versus 4 at the start of a run, but it drove good, so I'm indifferent.
We had 30-something laps on our tires at that point. The 22 had pitted very late in the cycle, so we felt very confident they were not going to pit. We were back and forth. Honestly, I felt like pitting was the right call, and thankfully it was. Everybody came down with us and got 2 tires. Some people got 4, and the 22 stayed out just like we had predicted.
Joey with about a half dozen laps on his tires, 2 fresh ones for Harvick.
Here comes the 48 trying to storm his way to the front. Now he gets the second position. Joey Logano out front.
Don't overdo it, man. You're going to get him.
The 22 almost got it done on staying out on those old tires, and I just had to settle in and try to keep constant pressure on him and wait for my opportunity, and I was able to finally get that and get the pass on him.
Here comes Jimmie Johnson peeking to the inside of Joey Logano down the front stretch, side by side. Jimmie Johnson now edges ahead of Logano for the race lead.
That 48 is setting sail.
Jimmie Johnson, Lowe's, Hendrick Motorsports, and Chevrolet win in Texas.
Well, hell, everything's bigger in Texas, baby. Good win. Nice big win, guys.
The 48 going for 8. He's in the playoffs.
Nice job, boys. Hell yeah.
I didn't expect to win here. I just feel like repaves favor the brave ones, so to score one for the old guys feels pretty good.